I hate to be the one to tell you guys, but if you still think that Islam is a religion, then you have fallen for the biggest, I fell for it too at one point, the biggest mind trap that exists within the framework of Islam and religion. The Quran is a anti-religious book, okay? I don't want to say too much, but once you let go of this idea and attachment to a superiority complex that something makes you better or safe, which in psychology and in Allah's laws is not the way to engage with life. You have to free yourself from safety nets and go into uncertainty and find God in uncertainty, which is what all the prophets were. That's when you find the truth. That's when you find it from the inside out, not from the outside in. You can't find truth from the outside. You find it from the inside, but what's inside shapes your reality. So like it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like it's both, but it's more so from which within you see what's around you. It's the same. Think about it. It's exactly the same. You've got the same stories spread across different religions, change the narrative a bit for each religion just so they could fight against each other, and their stories don't even correspond to what the Quran is actually saying. It's taking people away from the Quran. They're not even reading the Quran and studying the depths of the Quran to get the true message because they're too busy following these stories that have come from ancient civilizations and times when people used to worship things that were paganistic or ritualistic. You just have to see it. You just have to open your mind. You just have to literally look at it with an open mind and use critical thinking. Allah says all this in the Quran. Like, I'm not saying this as a result of just what I believe and think. I have read this in the Quran that we're supposed to engage in our critical thinking, to not take on information unless we've verified it. And where can you verify information? With the Quran. And what I don't like as well is that there's like translations that fit into the narrative rather than people actually looking at the ancient language that it's in, which is not even Arabic, because no one speaks that Arabic today. This is an ancient language called Arabi, and Arabic came from it, and English came from Arabic. And if you look into like psychology and morphology and words, it's like a whole different story, guys. It's like I studied a bit of language, and it's wild. It's actually like an insane journey, and even to the point where, because people who construct language, like, you've got to understand there are people that run the show, that hold all the money, that hold all those things, and of course they're going to be the ones dictating where things go. You just have to look at the state of the world to realize who's actually in control right now. Like, is it Shaitan, or is it like the God conscious people? But the God conscious people are doing it differently now. They're just like waking up and like removing themselves, and the rest of the world is just gonna, as you know, Allah said, it's like, leave it to him. They're just going to go down. Like, it's happened to every civilization. So we just have to remove ourselves from them, because like no one did. You just got to leave because you don't want to go down with them. And that's kind of like what we're doing. That's kind of like what I feel like I'm doing. I'm removing myself from the falsehood. I'm removing myself from the indoctrination. I'm removing myself from the wave of the masses within any religion, because the Quran has come down as the final word of truth to go against the repeated patterns of history and religions that have always come and added additional texts, additional rules, additional fatwas, additional this, that, X, Y, Z. I'm sorry. The time is now to actually wake up and to let go. You don't have to agree with me. And it's not really like it's not on me whether people agree with me or not. I'm not your responsibility and you're not mine, but I have a responsibility to Allah to share what I believe is true, because this is what I believe in based on what I have studied and read independently. When Allah called me to the realization of my finality and my final judgment, I realized that no one else could jump in front of me and say, oh, like, you know, you believed it because I told you. Well, that's on Judgment Day what they will say. Like, he told me, she told me. There's just you and Allah. There's just you and your brain and your critical thinking. He gave you time and he gave you the Quran. Like, what have you done with that time? So it's an attack against people that are doing what they're doing right now, because I also did do it. I'm just one of those messengers of people, not messenger. I'm just trying to send a message out there of something that I've experienced and gone through, in order to hopefully, if anyone's struggling or in two minds about it, it's for those people. I'm here to reassure you that you're not crazy, and it is a scary journey, because you do feel really frightened due to the heavy indoctrination of you not being allowed to think for yourself, which everyone else is constantly pushing forward to you if they come from a Muslim background, because what purpose does it serve? It serves the purpose of control. It serves the purpose of affirming them that they're right. And if you are right and they're wrong, then it breaks down their reality because they haven't yet prepared or asked the question properly in order to handle the information that's going to come their way. So you really have to be fully open to this stuff to really be able to handle the breakdown of the illusions that come with it. It's a very emotional experience, especially for people that have believed in something their whole life, because it makes them feel safe and it makes them feel protected. But again, if it doesn't fall under logic and reasoning, and if it doesn't actually come from the Quran, which with most people that dedicate their lives solely and truly only to Quran, when they actually ask that question, they find the answer to be the same. It's like, look at what it's saying. There is no mention of covering the hair. The word hair is not in there, and we can debate about this all you want. It's not in there. Seriously, guys, you can give all the hadiths and all the, doesn't matter. The concept of hadiths is haram by Quranic standards. The hadiths were also the additional Bibles that were created. They're all the same thing. They're all the same mental process. They're all, like, this is undebatable. They're all the same mental application that has been applied to various religions in the past, which Allah has showed us through the Quran, and leaving it as it is so that it couldn't be changed. But what they've tried to do is they've tried to change it. And if you don't think that there's an enemy out there that would go for it that way, of course he would. If Shaitan can't change Allah's book, what do you think he's going to do to get to everyone else? What do you think he's going to do? He's going to try and affect and manipulate the psyche and the way that people perceive the thing that they think is true. Anyway, I don't want to get in trouble for saying all this, but then again, Allah said not to fear anyone, but just to fear him. So if a person has true intent of wanting to get closer to Allah, they will be guided. And if I'm wrong, then if someone says something and I'm like, oh, thank God they've guided me, or sorry, they haven't guided me, thank God they've helped steer me in the right direction by the guidance of Allah, then okay. But you know what? So far, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger as time goes on, and you realize time is running out and the world is in a really weird state. So it's like, anyway, that's just my message to everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. I love you all. Doesn't matter what you believe. I love you all, as long as you don't affect me, get negative and nasty and all that stuff. But yeah, hope that makes sense.